The World Yoga Championship in Moscow. The results of the 2012. Swami Maitreyananda, Sergei Repin, Andrei Verba.
The World Yoga Championships was a good experience because every event of yoga, doesn't matter if it's a championship or yoga therapy or another thing, it's one gift who the life give to us and to the people who come in, because you learn a lot of things. In this particular World Cup, I be so happy because I can meet not only people from the Slavic country, also from Iran, from India, from everywhere, to be in touch with them, to know how they work in each country. It's very interesting and also help a lot us to understand what is yoga in the world.
Impressions of the championships are very good. Attended by representatives of 16 countries, there were 72 participants in the championship, attended by representatives of those countries that have traditionally been considered far from yoga. In particular, it was very well made by the representatives of Iran. It was even as much as 2 Iranian teams that have shown a high yoga class. Therefore, there are a lot of materials that we have to reflect on and draw some conclusions. Despite the ambiguous relation to sporting events on yoga at home and in the world, they are quite popular. First of all, it applies to India. Of course, this is very strange, yoga and sports. It's a little bit different directions. Yoga is something internal and sport is something external, and combination of these different concepts is always somewhat original. I hope that our athletes will accumulate some experience and their achievements will be much better next time. At this stage, for the moment, at least based on what I've seen, we can learn by the experience of the Indian team and Iranians. Paradoxically, but the fellows from Iran have shown very good results. First of all, such events are needed in Russia to promote this movement, to let people know about
now
yoga.
In Russia, you have 2 professions, yoga teachers and teachers of technique of yoga. And every year, they become better. The evolution of the yoga here, like all over the world, is better. Any technique of yoga help a lot to all the human beings. So if the people do asanas, it's right. If they do pranayama, it's right. If they do relaxation, it's right. If they do concentration, it's right. For myself, and from the International Yoga Federation, the yoga is a science, an art, and philosophy of life who have the integration of the 3 planes of the human being, I mean mind, body and spirit, by the samadhi. But the most important thing for the humans is to be happy. All the little technique is a grain of a big mountain of yoga, you know.
You know, yoga in general has become popular over a few last years, not only in Russia, but also in the world. Yoga has become a kind of quite popular trend, but everyone can find in yoga something of his own. Yoga is so diverse that the question of the choice remains for each of us.
Well, in the Maya tradition in Mexico, 2012 is a year for change. And it's the door of a new era. I hope this year can be a new door for a new era of cooperation between the human being, and not only between the human being, the humans and the animals and the plants, and for our mother, the earth.
Every year gives us the opportunity to realize the past and look to the future. In general, the end of the year is a crucial period. For us, people who practice yoga, the process of self-comprehension is taking place all the time. In this sense, the 2012 and 2013 years will not differ from each other. Everyone gets what he needs primarily for the development on this planet. According to the scriptures, it is believed that this transition will be the end for the dark forces, but the dawn for light forces. and we are very optimistic about the future, on the events that develop around our club, around those sensible people with whom we associate. It will be a lot of positive developments, and our country will change for the better. I'm sure of it.
Great year because I can teach in different countries in North America like Canada, States, and Mexico, and all Central America and Caribbean, and also for South America and Europe. I'm here in Russia. I meet a lot of people, different of school, different methods, styles. It was a very nice experience for myself.
This year has been very saturated for us. Firstly, we had two international events. We participated in the European Championships in Copenhagen, in the World Championship, which has just finished. World Championship is the common name. In fact, it included three important components: the World Championship among the adult non-professionals, European Championships, and the World Championship among children. Probably the most important thing of this year is the yoga camp aura. This allowed many people relive the experience in yoga. Yoga is not just the plot for an external body, but these internal processes that allow you to change not only yourself, but also the surrounding space. Secondly, probably successful trip to Tibet. On this trip, part of our group was able to visit the four faces of Kailash. I think this is almost a feat. When we were looking for information on this subject, it turned out that to make such a tour in one trip was possible only to a few people. The fellows from our group reached the north, east, west and south faces and could feel the energy that are around this mountain. I believe that this trip and this tour allowed them to know themselves much better from all sides.
No, the next year I have a SAL meeting, conference, work conference, continental conference, but most of the time I teach the yoga teacher in different countries. I go the next year for give this course and also yoga therapy course.
In 2013, we will have three big projects. The first of them is Yoga Camp Aura, which will be held on another level. We will try to make this event more accessible, so that more people have the opportunity to learn more about themselves. The second point is a great trip to Bhutan. We are developing a large program to sacred places in Bhutan, where the energy and methods of self-perfection, which are less common in Western society, are still saved, and I think this trip will be of a great value. The third event is a trip to Tibet. Next year we will try to climb and visit the four faces of Kailash again. And I hope, again, like this year, it will bring some benefit for participants of this group. To popularize yoga in Russia, first of all, you need to take yoga as it is. It is clean, peaceful, kind and very deep practice. Yoga has never carried a religious aspect. Noteworthy that the phrase that yoga is not a religion but an association of free people has been accepted by the International Federation of Yoga as its fundamental postulate. I think that yoga will develop in the same way, in different directions for different people. Depending on what a person is interested in, he will choose his own direction of yoga and will achieve the goals and results which he needs for his karma. Everyone will have his own experience, and I think in this variety is contained the unity. In my opinion, the roots of yoga in Russia are deep, and if you study the philosophical aspect, you will learn a lot of interesting things. What used to be common for many now been preserved in India. There is very little information about yoga in Russia, and I think if we can return to those roots of self-perfection which were of old in these areas, many people will be able to understand themselves better. This is important. If a person understands himself, he relates to the world and around much more responsibly. If a person will carefully treat his actions, deeds and thoughts, his attitude to the life around will be much more responsible. It will bring the benefit to everyone. The greater the benefit for the person itself, the greater the benefit for the world around. It's an axiom in my opinion.
We have now more than 350 millions of persons who practice yoga all over the world. And I think that is a great contribution for the humanity. So many persons become yoga teachers as a profession, you know.
The most important thing that I would like to wish everybody is happiness and health. This traditional trivial phrase actually wouldn't be so burning if not being so mean. In this respect, yoga can help everyone. There are no restrictions on age or gender, or even for health reasons. Therefore, I wish everyone happiness, health, and regular yoga practice. And no matter which way you came into it, I am sure you will discover a lot of interesting and important things. Yoga in particular allows you to change yourself for the better. When a person becomes free from those dependencies and addictions which often do not allow him to live freely, that is, if you practice yoga and transform your energy, it transforms the energy around you. It's hard to believe, but it's a fact. Those problems and oddities that hinder you in everyday life will leave. Yoga allows you through your own practice and through your own austerities change the reality around. And as it seems to me, the path of yoga is concluded in one ancient slogan which has been written 1,000 years ago in Sanskrit: change yourself and it will change the world around you.
No, I wish to be happy, because to be happy is the most important thing in the world. But also for Yoga Federation of Russia and all the yoga teachers here to be united, to have integration with each other, to give to the Russian society the opportunity to practice yoga. And that is a great gift to the Russian society. And that is my best wish to all of you.
I hope the audience embark on the path of self-perfection this year. Try to change yourself, even a little. The adopted concept of this world is to change the world under yourself, but evidence suggests the more you try to transform the world, the more you have problems with the world around you. Therefore, change yourself, change your attitude to the world, and the world will change towards you. Thank you, and up to new meetings.